Architecture's highest honor, the Pritzker Architecture Prize,
Eduardo Wangshu Shigeru
was awarded to a woman who had spent nearly half her life being told her ideas could not be built. For more than 20 years, her work existed only as drawings, explosive paintings, and impossible geometries. She was called radical, unrealistic, and impractical. Her name was Zaha Hadid, and for decades, she was ahead of her time. Zaha Hadid was born into a progressive Iraqi family. Her father was politically active, her mother artistic and cultured. This was not a childhood of limitation, it was a childhood of exposure. Bhagdad in the 1950s was modernizing, but it still carried the memory of ancient civilizations. She traveled to southern Iraq, through the vast landscapes near early Sumerian sites, flat horizons, and endless space. And everywhere, geometry, Islamic patterns, repetition, symmetry, and abstraction. These were not decoration, they were spatial logic. Before she understood architecture, she understood pattern. Before she drew buildings, she absorbed rhythm. You cannot understand her curves without understanding her origins. In 1970, she moved to London. She enrolled at the Architectural Association, a school known for experimentation. Among her tutors was Reem Koolhaas. He would later describe her as a planet in her own orbit. She was not interested in designing houses. She painted cities. Her drawings were influenced by Russian suprematism, fragmented perspectives, and exploding plans. She was not drawing buildings as objects. She was drawing movement. But brilliance does not guarantee acceptance. She was Iraqi. She was a woman, and she was uncompromising. And architecture in the 1970s was still dominated by rigid modernism and conservative clients. She was too different, too bold, and too early. In 1980, she opened her own firm in London and she began winning competitions. The Peak Leisure Club was a revelation, a building carved into a mountain like a fractured landscape. It won first prize, but it was never built. Then came the Cardiff Bay Opera House, and again she won, and again it collapsed under political hesitation and financial fear. Developers hesitated, engineers struggled. The geometry was considered impossible, and so a label emerged, the paper architect. Celebrated in exhibitions, published in magazines, but rarely constructed. This was not failure, it was friction between imagination and technology. Her mind had already arrived in the 21st century, the tools had not. For nearly 2 decades, she existed in architectural limbo, respected, feared, and unbuilt. While building did not rise, her influence did. She taught at Harvard, at Yale, Columbia. She challenged students to think of architecture as fluid landscape rather than static form. Even if the world would not build her work, the next generation would carry her thinking forward. Her invisibility was not silence, it was incubation. By the early 1990s, she was over 40, globally known, still largely unbuilt. Then, in 1993, a commission in Germany materialized a small fire station, concrete, angular, and sharp. The Vitra fire station. For the first time, the world would see her architecture not as painting, but as reality.